fan over here. Get this to dry a little faster. Got the recoat of this. What is behind me? Got the recoat on that one. Oh shoot. Oh man, bird. You damage it? Yeah, damage it. It is inside out. Be careful. Could be something. Please don't come out. Let me see what I can do. I think I'm taking the right t-shirt. All the notes, private eyes are watching you. When you heard that. Holland Oaks, private eyes are watching you. Holland Oaks. listen to music. Boy George, do you really want to hurt me? Yeah, I'm staring at the door. Something's by the door. Just shot up and stared at this cleaning crew. I figure we'd do something with these little boxes. So, I want to start a little segment for PC Art. I'm basically using the artwork and our projection screens and the artwork all combined to make these interesting boxes. Each one of these boxes will have a different world, and you can pierce right through the screen and see through the worlds as we're gaining off the screens. It's a pretty cool idea. This one's going to be a bit of a retro box. Got my lights over there, got more lights coming in, ports for fans, all that. And you're going to stick a retro pie in this thing. Install retro pie. See through peekaboo windows, you can see it. So I'll listen to my music, get my work done. Oh, right. Blueberry. And then we get people who believe we do this for views. No. I have every single build I've ever developed documented. I can literally go back to vegetable oil PCs for anything I've ever built. As a matter of fact, trying to figure out how I did star screen. I actually turned this canvas work like that. She turned it to a glow-in-the-dark outer space system. So I had to go back and check my archives for it. I can go back and check anything I want because I document everything. So I documented other people that may want to see it, who's into the art field. If you're not into the art field, then, hey, might not click for you, might not click for you. That's basically about it. But I do my stuff for my own personal fun at the end of the day. I don't do it for views and clicks and all that stuff. I just do it because I like to basically document my work. That's it. If you choose to come in and watch, you come in and watch. You don't, you don't. It's up to you. I don't make any money off YouTube. I don't make a dime off YouTube. I don't make a dime for views or none of that whatsoever. I got videos that have 1 million views on them. The ones a little older have a lot of views, 500,000 so forth. They got a lot on them. Do I monetize, make money off? No, I don't make any money off YouTube. I don't want to make money off YouTube. I make money off my technology. This channel advertises, multiple channels that I want advertise my technology, multiple forum sites advertise my technology, and soon, once I get out there next week, I'm going to have an ad agency that's going to advertise my technology on radio and TV and the whole 9 yards. So that's the next stage. That's the big boy stage. Getting myself in the commercials, and now find out yesterday, well actually it would be today, that I thought I had to spend $350 for a vending's license, and I find I didn't even need it because I have a license for my company. So it's not needed. I guess that's here in Allentown. Nobody in place else I can't stay. I have to check with City Hall in your area and find out. But that means now knowing that, I'm going to start setting up my equipment designed for advertising for expos and getting ready to show those off out there. I won't be documenting anything on YouTube. That's my outdoor ventures, actually offline adventures I'm going to be doing. And then on YouTube, I just do my YouTube adventure, keep them separate. No, no, like this, no one up to music. This is Gloria. I think I'm going to do one with a castle and a dragon. Great big dragon, castle, warriors, all in the little box. Now I can build my world, so I want to build. I got these little walls I always wanted to build. Just bring to the life. So this is going to be the arcade retro meeting ground. Little sections with Mario, little bits of Metro, all different areas. On my screen, flashes in between in black. I can pick up the objects. Well, that's something else to explain later on. I don't got time to go into all that. Remind you, I got my own forum site for these. Actually, I'm in the process of building with GoDaddy a network for this technology. So I can transfer videos there with a group of people that other artists besides me. We can all come together and build cool stuff together. Share each other's ideas. I like sites like that where people can come together and work together instead of hating on each other. Bee Gees. Good hits in there. Respectable. Adding shadows, depth, so important. See how important black is? It's very important, especially in art. It's a must. Contrast and depth, it's very important. Applies to everything. You know what's attractive about my life right now? What I just saw there, that poor woman at the end of the day. Then I have to reflect that back on me and think about myself at the end of the day. And how I'm going to handle it. The person who I think about the most is McAfee. You know why? McAfee has small kids, that's why. That's why. McAfee, you're a jerk. You are so much a jerk, you are. You are going to pay. You're definitely going to pay me something. But I need time from you. I need some time from you. I do. We can't take that house. I think about that. Those kids at the end of the day don't deserve that. They don't. And McAfee is a jerk, but you have to pay for what you did. I mean, if we can talk, you got to do some time. You got to do it. 2 years at most. I'll have you with 2 years at most. You do 2 years, we'll make a deal with you. You can keep all your stuff, everything. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for your kids at the end of the day. They don't deserve that at all, period. You're a jerk at the end of the day. You're a jerk. Or, pretty much, you can pay one of my martial art guys to just kick you in your private areas real quick, and I think that'll kill everything even at the end of the day. Of course, you'll never be the procreate ever again, because, again, you know, but that'd be cool and humane. But you're going to have to do some time. At least a year in jail. At least. Because it's a shame that the kids have to suffer for parents being idiots at the end of the day. You see these kids, they're cute. They're little adorable little things at the end of the day. It's a shame that they would have to go through that kind of pain and suffering to lose their home. You know, a home is a lot to a child at the end of the day. And McAfee, you're going to owe me something, then you got to pay something. You got to pay something. My attorneys want blood. And at the end of the day, you got to pay something. You made these false statements about my company. You got to pay something. What are you doing? Don't do that. Don't give me that look. Look at a child getting in trouble. You know, anybody else, they clean your clock at the end of the day. Whether you're in jail, whether you're cleaning your family out in the street, don't care. I got a conscience at the end of the day. Even when people are jerks around me, I try to think of the best way to handle that situation. When you do a year in jail, we don't sue you. And the reason why we don't do this is because you have kids at the end of the day. I'm not doing this for you. If you didn't have any kids, ma'am, I'll throw you into jail because I could literally do it. But you got little ones at the end of the day. I think a year in jail, being in that system for about a year, you'll have a much higher respect at the end of the day. But the tricky part is with this thing at the end of the day is that he violates some really jacked up stuff. So it's going to be hard to try to convince the judge not to throw a book at this guy. But he does have kids at the end of the day. And he's young. He's 30-something years old. And he said you get a year, and you survive through jail. And you survive it. At least you'll learn a very valuable lesson when you get out. It's an experience that will stay with you forever. You'll never forget it, as long as you live. And at least you have more respect for other people after going through a harsh ordeal. Maybe you might find God in that process. But I don't think your kids should be responsible because you're a bonehead. You don't know how to act right at the end of the day. Next Friday, McAfee, we begin the process for you. That's what we start. That's what I'm thinking about how we're going to go about doing this. It ain't for you. It ain't for your wife. It's for your kids. They deserve better. They really do. I think a year away would actually do it for you. Ooh, Blondie. Not the other Blondie. Blondie, musician. How she did she take that name? You know what's interesting, McAfee? There are people who hate your guts. They really do. There are trolls that hate you. Not for me. They just hate you, period. They want to see you suffer. They really do. They don't like the fact that I'm trying to cut you a break. My lawyers will be in touch. I'll tell you one thing. Before we get this started, me and you're going to have a nice little talk in arbitration. You're going to look at me man to man. In your face, I don't want to see your eyes on the floor, none of that. You're going to look at me man to man. You're going to explain why you did what you did to me. You even color that part in? I don't think you did. Method Man. I gotta get back to Dying Light on PC. I haven't been back in that like in about a month or so. Gotta get back into that. This is gonna be all RGB. How do you hook up an RGB system without a motherboard? I'll show you how to do it. I can run the whole desk through RGBs. So the Dragon, I saw Amazon the one to buy. Got to repaint the whole thing so it looks realistic. Got a wire light system into it. Eyes got to glow in the dark. Got to look realistic. Even the flame, it's all made out of cotton. So I got to pick up an airbrush unit. We got to make the cotton look like it's flames. I should get all my action figures, break them out, put them in boxes, just like this. Display boxes with projection screens on them. So I figure I'm gonna build me a supercomputer. But it's got to be crazy. I'm a big fan of BioShock. So this is going to be crazy. So we're going to build a 3-chamber fish tank. Of course, with a customized Big Daddy. My buddy's going to print the whole thing out, paint it all down for me. We get a real Big Daddy. At least I got to pay for it now. I got a professional 3D printer, guy does 3D printer. He's professional. He's going to do it for me. This is going to cost me nothing. He just wants credit for it. I ain't got no problem with that. And a bunch of little sisters. So the fish tank has to be custom built because they don't make 3-chamber fish tanks. So we have to build it. And I figured the monitor system, but not monitor system, it'll be our screen technology. Using the new technology we have here, I'm going to do a custom screen color, like a bit of a brownish, kind of greenish look to it. Like it's been sitting in the water for years. And we're going to give it a kind of a seaweed kind of green. It's going to be beautiful. Well, I can't really explain too much out there, but it's going to be the same. It's going to be all around BioShock. I'm a big fan of BioShock. So I do want part of the drill bit to be pushing out through the glass, and I want it to be cracked. That's for chamber 1. Chamber 2 is an actual fish tank. Chamber 3 is an oil PC system setup that has basically the City of Rapture that's covering the case of the motherboard and all that stuff. So it's a 3-chamber PC, a 3-chamber fish tank. There's nowhere in the world the oil can combine and hit any of the fish. And we need the BioShock, the Big Daddy, to be in a separate tank by itself. So since my buddy's a master at freaking 3D printing, and you got them big boy machines over there, he's gonna design our tank. My tank's gonna be big. So the Big Daddy, all that, it's gonna be big. And you know, 25-gallon tank. This is a big tank. So you want to see a supercomputer get built? I'll show you what we can do. I think I'm gonna run 2 motherboards to it. 2 PCs, 2 monitors, all that stuff to it. Now you're gonna be drawing over that watch. You'll be, oh, I can't believe you built, yeah. 5090s, dual power supply systems in them, all dedicated, all that good stuff. I'm using 2011 circuit boards. I get 256 in my bigger RAM. I have to get some big boy. And I make the PC3000 OCs old. But I might get, my boards will probably have anywhere between, maybe 256 in RAM for each board. The 5090s overheating, they have to be cooled down, so liquid cooling systems have to be installed on them. I'm gonna think I do, let me see, 420s, because the case is big enough to carry them. So 420s for the liquid cooling system for the 5090s. And somewhere in that craziness, I'll install the PS5 and the Xbox system in there. So it'll run all 3 systems. So I have the Nintendo Switch because I ain't dipping in no vegetable oil at the end of that. I'm definitely going to drop that PlayStation in there. I'm definitely going to drop that Xbox in there. Alright. Let's see. Oh. Run DMC. Man, all this music, man. Big, huge boombox. Plenty of batteries in there. I remember playing all the Run DMC hits. Look at the Piper. That was cool. Turntables may wobble, but they don't fall down. Oh man, all the dollar parties. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I got my all out of the 80s. The rest of it I was locked up for. And that's black out. Alright, I gotta switch this in. This is gonna have to come off in the back. I gotta get access to that. So there you go, fighting with your battle toy. I'm gonna trip over that sucker and break my neck on that thing. One, two, three, four. We go. There it is. That's funny, Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. I know brothers and sisters, they're twins. Those are their nicknames were in the military, Hansel and Gretel. That's why I find it funny, Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. That's a fantastic name. Yeah, Hansel and Gretel. Oh. And we got Eric B and Rakim. Eric B and Rakim, follow the leader. Damn word. I tell you, one of my customers. Oh, by the way, we got military discount for military, so y'all know that. So you mentioned your military for a day, we got you. Anyway, so one of the guys who contacted me, one of the customers, you got to do that batch number 4. We got a few, we got to do batch number 4. We got some people gonna not like this at the end of the day, but I don't care. If feelings get crushed by this. Some people don't like the fact that I'm African American. They don't like the fact that an African American developed a technology that allows the screen to read through sunlight. They hate it. Well, too bad for you. I'm sorry your feelings got hurt at the end of the day. But I had a few people recognize me at the end of the day and say, hey, it's nice to know at the end of the day that a brother did it. Yep. That's why I told you about the certain person. You know what I'm talking about, who feels that certain people don't have the intelligence level to think of things on that level. That's why I kept coming and talking about all that stuff like I'm gonna do this and do that. You ain't doing jack at the end of the day. At all, period. That's why I got you to return my money back to my banking account. I know that had to hurt. Now, for me, at the end of the day, I don't see race, and I don't, because my family's all mixed. I probably got something in me, who knows. Anyway, but gotta recognize African American did it. Black man did it. Because it's a shame that the African Americans have invented a lot of things. They just never got the credit for it. I even had somebody of my own race tell me that it was better that I had somebody else sell my products because people won't buy from me because I'm African American. That's not true. I met people from all different races. In this business, I've met people from all different races. And neither one of them could care about the color of my skin. I met people who did care about the color of my skin. I got people at the end of the day who can't stand it that a black man did it. Well, you're going to see a lot of things come out of my workshop at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, as I said before, I don't see color. I see all different races. I can't see how people can be racist like that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But you got people like that. Hate people because of their color. It's so ignorant. Listen to. Oh, everything right now. Everything my company does is for all races. I don't care what color you're at the end of the day. But it will be known that an African American did it. Other than that, I'm not going to say that I'm just helping out my community only. I'm helping everybody out because God don't see color. God sees everybody. Christians see everybody. I don't care what color you are. If you're hungry, I'm going to feed you. Oh, a whole bunch of action figures. Right now. Action figure that. Amazon. Everything's on Amazon. Everybody at Amazon. Buy this at Amazon. Get that at Amazon. Amazon. I'll do this part later. Get this part dry. Put it right back up there. Oh, excuse me, people. That went into your ear. Well, my fault. I just had juice. At least I say, excuse me. Somebody just like, what the freak? Seriously? You still got your soul attacked in there? Still got that soul in there? No, my mother told us to say, excuse me. Let me get back to my music. No, a piece of that smaller. Keeping it cool. Oh, black sheep, the choice is yours. You know something else is interesting? What the heck is my shirt? Is that when I heard people send me messages like, no one will ever buy from you? Do you even understand what you're getting yourself into when you make statements like that about a Christian at the end of the day? So now, next week, where I'm going, I got an advertisement crew advertising my technology. My stuff's going to be everywhere. It's going to be at Best Buy. It's going to be in every place. You got to be careful about things you say at the end of the day. My stuff is going to go worldwide. I'm putting my stuff on so many different levels. And then once we get a hold of that, we're making a good enough money, and we can do it on our own, man, I'm pushing my stuff everywhere, man. If I got to push myself from country to country, it's going to be everywhere. Yeah, right. They made that statement, oh, no one's going to buy your stuff at the end of the day. My stuff sells right now. What are you talking about? I'm the only one that has that technology. If you don't think it's so, go find one. We're the only ones who got it. And with that being said, with that advertising team, contract's going to tie me into, I got a notification from the United States government that our patent is almost done. Do you have any idea when we finally get a 100% agreement from the government that our stuff is protected, we're going to go buck wild. I'm hitting everything. I got my license is going to allow me to get in every expo show. I'm going to every expo show. I have screens on display. I got a work crew coming in with me. Oh, we're going to blow this thing up. I'm going to blow it up. So, yeah. It ain't stopping this freight train. It ain't going to stop. Everywhere and anywhere I can get myself into, I'm going to be there. Doesn't make a difference. That's why the technology we're engineering for trade shows, I can go to any show I want. It could be at weddings. It can be about anything because our technology is designed to make their stuff sell faster. We're going to be everywhere. I'm going to spend a lot of money for radio time, TV time, commercials, the whole 9 yards, everything. Blood, the market with affordable technology that everybody can afford. So all you big companies out there and that are charging all this money, I don't know how it's going to work out for you. I really don't. You're going to sell a $7,000 screen. And we could do it for $4 better, for less. Yep. Can't wait. Been waiting for this moment for the longest time. Alright. We're going to build our amazing screen. We're going to build more of these. I can't wait to build a dragon version. Dragon different than dragon one. We got to do a Warhammer. Definitely got to do a Warhammer. So my warehouse is huge. And what I'm looking at, I got to look at right now, it's 24,000 square feet. This is already done. Floors, the whole 9 yards. It's like a giant studio in there. It's got art studio. It's got office space. It's got freaking loading dock. It got it all. I got a section where I can build all this stuff at, bring a crew in. Somebody hit my account that does graffiti artwork. I'm going to be reaching out to you. I like your work. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One of the subscribers came in. I saw what you have on your page. I do look at y'all pages, by the way. And y'all got some real nice stuff on there. And I don't care if you got one video on there. You got a couple of likes on there. I'll come in there and say your video is fantastic. Because what I see is what I like. And you got some really nice artwork. So, yeah. Graffiti artists and all that stuff. I told y'all how I want to do my projectors. I want my projectors done up differently than everybody else. When I go to trade shows and everything else, any kind of expos, I want them to look at my projectors like they're jokes. I want your artwork to be beautiful, you know what I'm saying? I want giant band-aids put on them and caution signs and all that crazy stuff. Whatever you can do with it, if you want. I can't wait. Now, most people, when they go to these big shows, they got these professional high-end projectors, you know, to look all sleek and nice. We want ours to look we want our projectors to look urban. You know, like our screens at the end of the day. They come in, they see this old projector, got this graffiti design all over it, and they go look at this white screen and not realize what they're about to hit. They're about to walk into the Trojan horse. And you can't do that with a bat. You can get this, or you can get that. Now, some of the companies that already know who we are, they're not putting a booth next to me. I guarantee you, watch, you'll never see any company, you'll never see no one sitting next to us. I guarantee we'll be out by ourselves. Naysayers, I'm going to stop mentioning on my channel. You know why? It's like advertising the devil. That's what it is. It really is. Every time we say naysayers, we know who you are. So we're not going to advertise you anymore. We're not going to mention you anymore. That's like giving glory to Satan. I ain't about that. Hope you find God. I really do. Let me see. Frank Sinatra. We're all about the positive over here. All about the positive. I'm glad I got that woman's first name and last name. I'm not going to mention nobody's business. I'm gonna figure out where she's at the hospital, come see her, bring her down some stuff, and then once I get all this stuff taken care of my company, I'm gonna give her a job at my business. With a nice little house for her and her little cat at the end of the day, I'm gonna set her up real nice. Auto coverage? What are you talking about? That's a lawsuit right there. You got a leaf blower and you blow leaves in somebody else's car and they can't see and have a car accident? They ain't about insurance up today. That's about you getting sued. That's what that's about. That's funny. I do like the mayhem videos at Allstate. But that's a lawsuit at the end of the day. You're responsible for that. You're not upping my insurance over that nonsense. You blow leaves in my vehicle and I can't see and I crash my vehicle? That's your fault at the end of the day. Why should my insurance premiums go up because you can't operate a leaf blower? Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I'm moving along something loves me. And the way you look tonight. This is music. First your love, yeah. With your smile so broad, your cheeks so real. I love Frank Sinatra. This is music. I like the music I listen to, but this is real 100% music. I love Frank Sinatra. I love his music. I used to play him out of the house, and people thought at the end of the day there'd be like you don't see too many black people listen to Frank. And that guy was like, "You like Frank?" I said, "I freaking love Frank. I love his music, all of it." None of this music is digital. It's real music. That's a real band playing in the background. Wrinkles your nose. Touches my foolish heart. Don't ever change. Man, I swear, if I had a time machine, I'd go back and see Frank. I would. It's real music, man. Under my skin. That's another one, too, another nasty. Down into the moon. And somebody go, I think it's all from Squid Game. Like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. How dare you take that classic right there. That classic, the legend at the end of the day, and stick that with some movie called The Squid Games. Please. I would drop your order for that. Don't disrespect Frank like that. No. Him and Sammy David Jr. were best friends. They're the Rat Pack. That's what it was, Rat Pack. Beemore, I think all of them's in there. Yeah. I wish I'd had a chance to meet them. I really would. Amazing music. Amazing voice. Fly me to the moon. Heard that nonsense on freaking like Twitter game? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You gonna take a classic like that? Tied in with that movie? Oh, disgusting. Alright, this is dry. Move to the moon. Swim on the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. Man, I wish I would have had that opportunity to see Frank live. Let's see. Fill my soul with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. Hey, how you putting this up there? Oh, check in the box. You can't put that there. You got a fan part there. That's why. I was really like, wait a minute. Why is that part not there? Because the fan pushes out through there. That's why. Ta-da! Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, all right, get that in there. I love you. Hey, battleship sunk. Come fly with me. Man, at that particular time, California and Florida was the place to be at. In the 50s? Yeah. A lot of stars were in Cali. The beaches, how warm it was, and the palm trees. That's one of the things they described about, especially if you were in Chicago or New York. Like, yeah, we're going to go down to California. They got beautiful palm trees and beautiful women, and the beaches and all that. That was the place to be at. Mr. Tony Rossetti. Yeah. So people want to retire. It's California. It was the ultimate dream. California, Florida was the place to retire. And flying was a luxury. You know, a lot of people didn't fly. Got on the plane like, wow, you fly? Now today, we just zip back and forth from those things like it ain't nothing. Got a song called Come Fly With Me. It's about basically getting on the plane and flying. Man, if you ever watched the old documentaries on American Airlines and the food they ate compared to what we eat today, it's jacked up because their food was way better than ours. They got steak, potatoes, eggs, all that stuff. They got real food. I don't know what the frick I got on that flight. I think I got a bag of pretzels and a water. It was like 13 or 14 bucks, probably a little higher than that. So she was so big into, she worked for American Airlines. She was so big into, you know, aviation and flight and all that stuff. She was really fascinated by it. And that's the only person I met that worked at a job that really, really loved her job. But we would watch documentaries on American Airlines. I'm like, wait, what the freak? Like, y'all eat that kind of food back in there, way back in the day? Yeah. Not because we'll eat today. That's like the comparison of school lunches back when I was coming up as a kid compared to school lunches now. School lunches back then, we had actually china and actually, well, we had knives and forks and spoons, like real silverware. You know, and people weren't doing jacked up stuff back then. And we had actual food. I remember the first time I got transferred, I was in school at Conrad. And we got a slice of cake and a freaking actual full-size hoagie, like an actual hoagie. That's the stuff they make today for kids. Real pizza, like real pizza. Not pizza where they pick a piece of bread and they put sauce on it, sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. Actual freaking real pizza. That's why Pizza Day, and you remember that, some of y'all probably do remember the Pizza Day. Pizza Day back then was gold. It was gold. You got actual pizza. So, yeah. It's funny how kids play the most jacked up games ever in life. I can't tell you what school I was when I was coming up, but I was in the school. I was first grade, first school around that time. Well, anyway, we had, kids got rules and stuff in the lunchroom. There's always rules. There's rules in the gym, there's rules in the lunchroom, there's rules everywhere. You cross those rules, you'll be plagued for life. And we had a tray called the retarded tray. If you got this tray, you were retarded. I know it's jacked, but this is what kids do. For kids, you were retarded for the whole month. People just treated you like you were a complete idiot. No matter what, you got bust on teeth, whatever. You did not want to get that freaking tray. And the retarded tray, out of all the trays, they were a mixture between kind of like a seafoam blue and green, but the retarded tray was white and it had freckles all over it, like these little white spots. And there was only 2 of these things in the entire stack of trays. And you would literally sit there and count these suckers and then count when you were in line just to make sure you didn't get this tray. If you got that tray, your life was over for one solid month. Nobody would play with you. No one would bother with you, nothing. Like, you got ostracized, the whole 9 yards for a tray. But at that particular time, being kids, this is what kids do. So I remember it was Pizza Day, man. It was Pizza Day. And when I was counting the trays, if I had took that tray, I would have got the pizza, but I'd have been retarded for an entire month. And I wasn't going for that. So I sacrificed and I stepped behind the line and then another kid go in front of me so he can get the retarded tray and I can get beef stew. Because I didn't want the tray. And when I sat at the table, everybody else had pizza, I had beef stew. Leftover beef stew, because they ran out of pizza. And they was like, why do you have beef stew? I said, well, either that or get that at the end of the day. And the kid was over there getting mocked and teased and everything because he had a retarded tray. He walked down the aisle, people screaming, yeah, retarded, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it's either go through that or get beef stew. So, my boys hooked me up. Each of them gave me a slice of the pizza. So technically I got pizza either way, but still, I didn't get that tray. Yep. Stuff you go through. Because you're a kid. Gee whiz. Forgot about that tray. BioShock fans. The song that they sing and the title of BioShock. Guess who sings that song? He sings the song for that, and he sings the song for Mac Tonight. If you're a BioShock fan, you know who sings it. It's Bobby Darin. He sings it. He sings that song right there. One Day, Beyond the Sea, Waiting for Me. He sings that song. And he also sings a song by McDonald called Mac Tonight. Technically, the song is not what you think it is. The song Mac Tonight is about Mac the Knife, which actually talks about a mobster who basically talks about his daily routine of offing people. That's what the song originally came from. But McDonald's turned around and I guess they got the rights from him and they named the song Mac Tonight. Because at one point, McDonald's was never open past 6 o'clock. McDonald's would shut down after 6 o'clock. They didn't even have a drive-through window. So when they got the drive-through window, because I was around when McDonald's got the drive-through window, that's how old I am. I was around when McDonald's had the drive-through window, and they had the all-night drive-through window. Well, actually, drive-through window's been around longer than that. When McDonald's was open up past 6 o'clock. So past 6 o'clock, yeah, the drive-through window was shut down, because a drive-through window's been around since Jack in the Box, and I wasn't even born around that era. So I'll take that back mistakenly. But I do know that McDonald's was not open up past 6 o'clock. You can go look it up for yourself. So McDonald's started opening up 24 hours, which means you open up all night. And they had a campaign for it, and the which for some people, it freaked them out. But for me, I found it entertaining. I liked it. I thought it was magical and whimsical. I like Mac Knight. As a matter of fact, I got a statue of him in storage, which you need to get out. My friend freaks out over that thing. Every time he comes, I got to cover it up because it freaks him out. But anyway, that and Thomas the Train. I don't know what it is with him. But anyway, yeah. So I liked it. I thought it was magical, man. Just seeing Mac Knight come over the clouds and the way he was singing and playing on the piano, then the moon would pop up. I thought that was such a magical thing, but it freaks him out. Anyway, so yeah, the song that's on there is called Mac Tonight, and the original song by Bobby Darin is called Mac the Knife. And if you heard that one, you hear the same similarity music, and you'll hear the guy talking about his daily routine of him killing people. Isn't that an interesting song for McDonald's to use at the end of the day? A song about a murderer? Yeah, yeah. Yes, interesting. Yeah, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Like what happened to McDonald's Land? Remember McDonald's Land? Remember the little hamburgerlets running around and all that? Grimace and America McCheese and all that? You ever heard of a guy called Puff and Stuff? Those you remember that cartoon show back in the day about this kid who found a magic flute, and you know what I mean? The magic flute tricked him into getting in his boat, and the boat tried to capture him, whatever, and was run by this witchy poo. You remember that back in the day? If you do remember that, well, the original puppeteer who actually made that that puppet show was actually responsible for McDonald's Land, and McDonald's tried to rip him off. I read through that whole documentary. They tried to rip him off, and he actually won in the long run. And yes, he pulled it. All that stuff got pulled. That's what happened to it. Yep. Make it there. I was curious what happened to McDonald's Land. I found out. All right, I think I'm done here. I got this blacked out pretty good. I'm gonna start stage 2 of the colors tomorrow. Down, I got it blacking out in there quite nice on the side. That's cool. That's blacking out nicely. Just in case. Like that kind of stuff. Good saying you're up pretty late, yeah, because I got supplies coming in for this thing tomorrow. I'm gonna get this thing finished. I got the screen I got to work on. This involves a gaming technology we're working on, so I got to build a pot for this thing. So yeah, I got to get this done. There are people still in the office right now working. Right now, still in the office. People coming into the office right now. What did you build today? Like, this, that, and the other. That and that and the other. That's what we put together today. Let's finish our case here. Get it all blacked in nicely. So I'm saying, how do people get their cats to walk on a leash? How are we doing that? I can't get that one to walk on. Anyway, Taco would kill me. If I try to get Taco on this, he would literally kill me. I am not going to get him to attack my private areas with his claws. How do y'all do this? I would love to have him on a leash. I would. It'd be cool. Can't do it. He'll jack me up. I said every time I see somebody walking a cat, like, how are we doing this? Then one person was asking me how to get Taco on the bat without getting clawed up. He just goes in. I just leave it there. Leave the bag there, and let him decide. He goes in there, he hangs out in there. That's why I know he's good with it. And he goes in every time. That's how I get him used to it. I don't never force him in the bag. I just leave it there, and he'll figure it out for himself. When he goes in there more often, he's in there just hanging around in there, then that's when I know it's time I can use the bag. That's how I know. But the leash, I don't know how y'all guys do that one. I'll get myself clawed up. Now I was watching Facebook about people who live in these countries that don't have the technology that we have. They live a better life than us. They live literally a better life than us. You don't need technology to be happy. You really don't. I mean, just about everybody right now has cell phones. Cell phones are everywhere in the world. But they don't need all that stuff. They don't need gaming systems and all that stuff to be happy at all, period. And I'm watching how these people built this cool-looking Minecraft roller coaster. It's insane. It doesn't do the loops and stuff. It just goes around different areas. And did use it as a way of transportation. But then they started lining up different carts on it. It is amazing. They built that. And then they got this kind of a brook. It's a good height in brook. It's probably about a good maybe 4 feet. And they kind of channel the water where they want it to go. And then the kids take tubes and they go, it's like a lazy river. There's a giant lazy river. And then the food they eat. The food they eat is so fresh. None of that preservative nonsense, none of that processed crap. And they eat real food. They show this woman was actually cooking fish on the beach and her husband was casting this net. And this is big fish, man. Big fish they're catching. Man, he's better than us. He's way better than us. Everything they make is better than us at the end of the day. There's none of their stuff is processed, man. And it's real food. Real, actual food, you know. My mother grew up on a farm. It took her a while to digest, to eat the food that we have now. Because she's not on the farm anymore. They grow everything by scratch. If they want meat, they go out and they hunt, they track it down, they kill it, they bring it back. That's what they do, and they grow their own food. But the stuff we eat now, all this processed food, this stuff is so bad for your body. It's not even funny how bad it is for your body. Yeah, take it from a person who eats junk food. That's me at the end of the day. But after what I saw in those videos, man, they eat better than us. Way better than us. Because we don't have fast food restaurants. Who the freak wants fast food restaurants at the end of the day? It's all processed food. Nothing but grease and everything else involved in it. Seeing the way they eat at the end of the day, I got to change my freaking eating habits. But everything is freaking processed. You know who got good food? The Amish. The Amish got really good food. Really, really good food. I'm a big fan of milk. I had milk from the Amish. That was the best milk I ever had. I gotta start shopping from the Amish. I gotta go back to that. I gotta figure exactly where we have a place where I can go shop and buy from the Amish. Because their food is much better. It's way better. I can't eat this processed stuff anymore. I swear, if I eat something out of a can, I'm gonna lose my mind. I don't want to eat anything out of a can. I don't want it processed in some kind of chemical factory. Nothing. I'm tired of it. Then you wonder why we got all these freaking jacked up freaking problems up in the desk because the food we eat is freaking trash. It really is. Look at what we have on TV. Giant double hamburgers and massive cheesesteaks and all that stuff. That stuff is going to kill us. It's killing us. It literally is. It's killing us. And I watch these people who live out there who don't have the technology we have today, and they eat the healthiest. They got the healthiest food. Everything is from scratch. No processing plants. They grow their own vegetables. Majority of them like to eat fish. Man, that's amazing. They bake their own breads, all that stuff. That's the real food. I'm tired of eating this stuff. I don't want to eat this stuff anymore. There's some things you see in life that change you forever. And that right there's a changer right there. There's a few things I thought they changed my life. That woman at the end of the day, well, I can't go on vacation. There's no way in the world I can do that. I can't go on vacation. And I don't want to go on vacation anyway. That's more important. That's definitely way more important. We'll get that done. Slum words. It should be a law. It should be a serious law for slum words. I mean, we need stricter laws. Much, much stricter laws. What was that movie called? The Super? where the guys basically made him spend the night. You know, live. He had to live. And we got all they do that? I wonder if that's a law. They should do that. They should make them stay in the building that they charge at the end of the day. Stay until everything's repaired. And fine them. Fine the daylights out of them. That way, if they don't fix anything up at the end of the day, and if they're going to chill in there, no, it's going to cost you a day to be in that place. Fine them. That crap is unbelievable. That place I lived in over in Julian Apartments, my goodness, they had freaking outlets from the 1920s. How the freak did y'all get away with that nonsense? Somebody didn't do something right. How are you running outlets from the 1920s? You know what a 1920 outlet looks like? It's circle. Some of them are circle. And they're not even in the wall. They're outside the baseboard with 3 lines that run outside them. How in the world are you running this? A grandfather of the men. That's called grandfather of the men. You're supposed to have all breakers. All breakers are supposed to be in every place. Because again, the wattage that you're running at the end of the day, everybody got power outages. You're going to try to run a freaking refrigerator. Oh my goodness, refrigerator. I forgot about that freaking monstrosity of a nightmare. Freaking 2 prongs. 2 prongs, and they put an adapter on it to basically plug in the refrigerator. Oh, that's not the epitome of laziness. I don't know what it is. Oh my goodness, man. You've got to be kidding me. Now, in its heyday, I've seen pictures of it back in the day. It was quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful. But now the management they got now, it's horrible. We're gonna have to do a slideshow now. I show a slideshow. I got pictures galore on that place. Can't do anything about it. I lived there for about a year. And how bad that place was. They just did a very poor job of it, man. I had the cabinets, a kitchen cabinet. How hard is it to install a kitchen cabinet? Are you that stupid that you can't even install kitchen cabinets correctly? How in the world you got one cabinet going one way and one cabinet going the other way? They just don't level them off. They're supposed to be flat, flush, because they hit. And then you get the cheap freaking kitchen cabinets, the one where you open it up and that sucker slams like BAM! Because it doesn't ease into it. Oh my goodness, man. If you don't want to spend the money for new cabinets, you gotta put better hinges on them. Awful. Awful. They painted over the wood structure so many times. You can see the buildup of paint on it. You can see where the paint had chipped off of it and they painted over. So you can see the out trace of the previous paint that was already there because it had chipped away. Do you know, if you had basically got somebody in there to bring that down to the original woodwork, how amazing that place would be. Where my area, there were supposed to be double French doors in there. There were no double French doors in there. We should describe it as double French doors, whatever. Oh my goodness. Awful. Freaking awful. I think I would do my mailboxes. Everybody gets their individual mailbox, put their own code key in there. Now, any worry about some keys, the code is right there. You punch it in, you're good to go. That's the best way to do it. Make a mail room. Mail room, you don't have access to the mail room. Someone's in the mail room. You go punch in. You come to the mail room, and they get it for you. That's the best way to do it. I think that's the best way to do it. You get somebody gets a job at the end of the day. They work in the mail room. You're supposed to forget your package. And nobody like their packages set outside so somebody can take it. So what I would do is the mail room, because you have to keep the front door locked. It has to be locked for security purposes. So the mail room would be on the side of the building. So you'd be advised to go to the side of the building and they could drop things off in the mail room. People in the mail room are responsible for taking those mail and whatever and putting it in boxes where it belongs, or in the holding area where it belongs. So when the person comes in to get their mail, it's right there for them. They can't go back there and grab it, which means they would run the risk of somebody taking somebody else's stuff at the end of the day. It doesn't belong to them. Somebody else has to do that. And we need cameras wired to that whole section there so everything's monitored. See? It's easy solutions. The problem is people don't want to pay the money for easy solutions. If you don't pay the money for easy solutions, you cause very easy headaches. For everybody. Yep. Well, I'm happy. I'm with this whole setup here. I'm good with it, 100%. Works best with ideas on how I want to put my whole together, my whole apartment set up. And I can't wait to start working on that. It's going to be nice to tell people in my building, like, hey, yeah, the month of December is free. It's free. You have to pay for it. How much we have to have up front? Just that first. That's it. That's your rent to get in. That's all. Now, if you tear something up in there and you want to rent the place before you leave or anything like that, we'll take you to court and you'll sue you, which means you're going to pay me that money one way or another. So that'll be that right there. So this penalty is messing things up. Now, people are going to have kids, things are going to get broken and damaged, and this is why we have a crew to come in and fix all that mess to begin with. That happens. Everybody's going to have wear and tear when you move into a place. But not when you got entire stuff missing, like freaking refrigerators and all that stuff missing and all that crap, and huge can of holes and a hole in the walls and stuff like that. You destroy people's property. All right, people, I'm done with this. At least I got the side just all blacked out already and ready to go. So next stage is color. And we got color over there right now. Lots of color. I ordered a lot of stuff. And the glow in the dark paint's coming tomorrow. The LED lights coming tomorrow, which is tomorrow right now. I don't know. All that comes in. And I got to get ready to get that set up. So this is stage 1 completed. And I got a freaking headache right now. I just popped up a few minutes ago. I could take aspirin for this, but I don't want to. I'll just ride it out. Definitely will not be doing VRs tonight. I have to do some VRs. I'm not doing any VRs tonight. Things are getting even more headache. Alright, people. Got to document it. Done. Still got more paint left over to finish up. Back in tomorrow to get the rest of it done. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time and God bless.